Hey, what's going on? It's Daniel Gillespie here with UponArriving.com, and in this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about Amex Pay Over Time, including why you may or may not want to sign up for this program. So before I jump in, if you're new to this channel, I cover things like credit card rewards, hotels, airfare, and a lot of other interesting travel topics. So if you like that type of stuff, be sure to subscribe and hit that little bell icon so that you don't miss out on anything. Okay, so what is Amex Pay Over Time? Well, it's basically a special program that you get invited to that allows you to convert a charge card into a credit card. So Amex is known for its charge cards, and a couple of examples of these are the Platinum card, the Gold card, the Green card. There's a lot of different varieties and flavors that these come in. And these cards are designed for you to pay them off each month. So for example, if you put $1,000 on a charge card, you're expected to pay off a $1,000 bill whenever your statement is due. However, with Pay Over Time, you can get these charge cards to act more like credit cards so that you can actually carry a balance and only be responsible for making the minimum payment due and not the full balance that you charged on it. Now, for a lot of people, Pay Over Time is more of a temporary thing. So for people who are going to carry balances maybe 6 months to a year, this might be a little bit more designed for them versus someone who's planning on paying off a huge balance over the span of several years. You may want to consider alternative routes, although Pay Over Time can still be used for that. So there are two different types of Pay Over Time that you can enroll in. The first is Pay Over Time Direct. And what this does is every time you make a purchase of $100 or more, that purchase is automatically moved over into your Pay Over Time balance, and then you get to choose if you want to pay that off completely, pay just the minimum, or somewhere in between. There's also Pay Over Time Select, which allows you to manually choose purchases of $100 or more that you want to pay off. So how can you sign up for Amex Pay Over Time? Well, typically you have to wait until you get invited from American Express. And if you're brand new to American Express, you don't have any cards with them, you may have to wait a little while, maybe somewhere between 6 months to a year, for American Express to get a sense of your spending habits. But if you already have a relationship with American Express, then as soon as you open up a new card, it's possible that you could get an invitation to enroll in Pay Over Time. And if you want to go ahead and check to see if one of your current Amex cards is eligible for Pay Over Time, you can actually do that in the link in the description below. By the way, let me know in the comments below if you've ever received an invitation for Pay Over Time. Let me know how long it took you to get it and what you did with it. Did you accept it? Did you ignore it? Just let me know in the comments below. Okay, so now that you know what Pay Over Time is and how to get it, I'm going to tell you 2 reasons why you may not want to sign up for it. The first is that American Express often runs promotional offers where you can earn 10,000 membership rewards just for signing up for Pay Over Time. But if you already enrolled in it, you won't be eligible for that bonus. And this is one of the easiest bonuses to get. You literally just have to sign up and you don't even have to put any purchase or move any purchase over into your Pay Over Time balance. You'll just get the points just simply for signing up. So my advice is to put off signing up for Pay Over Time and just wait for a promotional offer to come in. You may or may not ever receive one, but you definitely won't be eligible for them if you go ahead and proactively sign up for Pay Over Time. The second reason why you may not want to sign up for this program is that the APRs are going to be on the higher side for the most part. Now, sometimes American Express offers special promotional APR rates, so you might be able to find a super low APR or even an introductory 0% APR that lasts for something like 6 months. So that's an option to consider. That could be a great way to kind of pay down a big purchase over the span of a few months without incurring any interest at all. So you might be wondering, how much can you actually put on your card for Pay Over Time? Basically, what are the Pay Over Time credit limits? Well, these credit limits can vary. I've seen some that have been offered credit limits up to $10,000 and others up to $35,000 or even higher. But this is something that's going to come down to a few factors like your spending habits, your prior relationship with American Express, and likely your credit score. I'll also add that the credit limit can actually increase over time. So even if you started off with something like a $10,000 credit limit, if you consistently put a lot of purchases on your card, then over time Amex will likely increase that limit higher and higher to $35,000 or probably even higher than that depending on your spending habits. And in case you were wondering, enrolling in Pay Over Time does not result in a hard pull on your credit report. But you still might be wondering, how does Pay Over Time affect your credit report? Well, just remember, first of all, that there are a lot of different types of credit models out there, so not every single credit model is going to be the same. But I'll say from my personal experience and from reviewing a a lot of different data points online, it seems that generally the pay over time balance is not going to factor into your utilization, but the outstanding balance on the pay over time card is going to report to your credit report. So what does all of this mean? Well, let's just say that you had $10,000 worth of total credit limit available and you had 0% utilization, meaning that you had no outstanding balance on that credit limit. Well, let's say that you went and charged up $10,000 on your charge card, your statement closed, and that $10,000 pay over time balance was reported to your personal credit report. Well, if that balance affected your utilization, all of a sudden your utilization would be 100% and your credit score would absolutely just crash. But for a lot of credit models, that balance actually won't affect your utilization. So your utilization would still be at 0%, but your credit report would just show that there is a $10,000 outstanding balance for that line of credit. So for someone who just needs to run up a balance, this could actually be a way to run up a balance on a credit card without actually hurting your credit. Now, I would never recommend you to do that, but if you had an offer for 0% APR, you were kind of in a bind, that actually would not be a bad way to go ahead and make some big purchases, and that way you could pay them down, you could avoid interest, and avoid any kind of hurt to your credit score. So that's it for Amex Pay Over Time. If you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe and hit that like button, and also you can check out the link below to find out more about Amex Pay Over Time.